What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Virgin Galactic, ticker SPCE. I want to go over the technicals, data points, and where I see things going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So currently down 2.78%. It did have a low today of 427, and based on the fib levels, that is this R2. So currently trading between the R2 and the R3, and in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks, Space or Virgin is doing exceedingly good, because in comparison there is a lot of other growth stocks currently trading between this S1 and the pivot, and some good ones between the pivot and the R1. But right now, like I said, the fact that it's trading between the R2 and the R3, and this R2 did hold, is fairly positive. But keep in mind, it is consolidating a little bit today, and that's largely because of stochastic, it being very much overbought. So definitely it consolidating is fairly healthy for the bigger picture. But looking at momentum, number of retail investors have been getting out, so that's definitely something to consider. And as of news, the last news that did come out was the 17th, and that's about the Unity 25 flight, the window opening on May 25th, which of course is fairly good. But I think right now you have to look for July. That's going to be the very next big catalyst for Virgin. But needless to say, it does indicate that any news coming out is very good for the stock price. But other than that piece of news, there is no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing along those lines. So again, it is what it is. It's just following the broader market and the technicals. But as of right now, shorts are increasing 30.05 thousand shares. 23.17% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be around 54 million shares overall. Cost to borrow is fairly low. 4.01% is the average. So generally speaking, I don't see a squeeze happening with Virgin, as I've said in the past. I'm just bringing this up as a good benchmark. So for instance, the fact that shorts are increasing their position on a red day does show that they anticipate it to break below this into this R1 and R2. So that's definitely something to watch for. So 426 and 399, those are the next big support levels for Virgin. But outside of that, I'll give you guys a quick overview of, for instance, what is happening with options activity today. So $220,000 in call premiums are being purchased versus $73,000 in puts. So very much anticipating upside is coming. And you can tell that, like I said, based on the amount of calls. And when it comes down to Virgin, even though it is pulling back a little bit, that's still generally fairly healthy. And like I said, the next big catalyst is around July. And hopefully by then, a lot of these premiums will come to realization or whatever it might be. So once again, when it comes down to options, as I've said in the past, it's just a little bit more of a sentiment. If someone's buying or selling options, it doesn't necessarily move the stock price. But like I said, this is very much bullish. Looking at the options, that is very much bearish. Technicals are kind of neutral generally, so I do anticipate a little bit more of a continuation of consolidation until it bounces once again either off this R2 or potentially off this R1 before it does trend up higher. As far as big money getting in, it's been kind of silent today. So generally that's what happens on Fridays, unfortunately, but these are all the transactions on the dark pool over $100,000. But like I said, normally you get at least one or two, but as of today, it's just been absolutely quiet. Similar goes for right here on the secondary market. So secondary market, there's been absolutely no transactions whatsoever. So kind of slow on that front. So like I said, going into for the rest of the day and most likely going into next week, it is just going to continue to follow the broader market and the technicals. And as of right now, the technicals are indicating, especially now within this range as usual, it is just going to, for the most part, consolidate, try again off this R2, and depending on the circumstances at the time, it will either trend higher. If not, which most likely I do anticipate it to trade between this R1 and the R2 in all reality. But keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor, so you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But generally, what has happened over the last several weeks, Virgin has shown that they have a pretty good sufficient amount of strength, especially from their Q1 earnings as well. So again, that's up to you guys to make your own determination based on everything. But for right now, I do see it continuing to go down a little bit, but not exceedingly crazy. It won't go to new 52-week lows by any means. I do anticipate a little bit more of a continuation of consolidation, and then from there, it should be able to continue up. My own thoughts, of course. Let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, don't forget to take take advantage of this promo only for May. Link in the description below and also the comment. Sign up for a free account. You get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So complete no-brainer. Let me know your guys' thoughts. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Virgin Galactic.